Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Make sure you watch the episode before watching this video because we will be giving details of the show. So make sure you watch the episode first. Hey y'all, I'm Ivy.
And I'm Yak.
And welcome to episode 8 of Show Realm. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing episode 8, the season finale of the Netflix series Archive 81.
You hear it?
Hear what?
But before we get started, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and relax your body.
Clear your mind.
Open your soul, forget everything you got going on, that boy not calling you back, or you can find somebody else.
That.
Forget all that and come vibe with us. Welcome to our room. All right, y'all. Now that we got our drinks, let's dive into this season finale because it was a little spicy.
So when this episode gets started, I like the direction they went. They basically gave us some insight to what was going on. Because Melody, she's trapped back at that mental hospital, and she's basically talking to Dr. Turner about, you gave me up and you set me up and you did all this, and talking about how Samuel tricked me, and if Samuel tricked me, then of course you had something to do with it. So when this happens, basically Dr. Turner's like, I had something to do with it, but
I didn't.
Exactly.
You know?
It was like I got swindled. Because Samuel ain't really who he say he is. I know Samuel, but I know him for something totally different. So basically Dr. Turner like, I know how to prove myself. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you how I'm going to keep you safe. So Melody, I guess she like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose. So what she do is, he takes her to a room. When he takes her to the room, who's in the room?
Annabelle.
Yes. Good old Bestie in the room. So Melody is like super excited. Oh, Annabelle. And trying to get to the bottom of it. And as soon as she stepped about 3-4 steps in, what happened?
Dr. Turner locked that door, so she could not get out.
So Melody like, I don't know.
I gotta get out.
Yeah, basically. So she like, I feel like they gonna do just in. They gonna knock her off for a sacrifice. I gotta get out of this room.
And Annabelle's like, you gotta do what you gotta do, girl.
So then Melody like, hold that thought. I'll be back. And she escapes out the window.
So now the scene flashes back to Dan and Mark. And, from last episode, Dan and Mark actually is in Annabelle's room. What a coincidence.
Right.
So, they're talking. And basically, Annabelle's telling Mark that Melody is trapped in this other world. And she needs Dan to go save her, basically. And so, Dan is like, I'm on it, basically. And Mark is just like, but anyway. So, before he leaves the room, Annabelle's like, wait. And she gives him a box of tapes. And she was like, she wanted you to have this. And he's like, wait, who's she? So, Jess wanted him to have the tapes. Dan thought, we all, well, I know I kind of thought Jess died in the fire, but
right.
She didn't. So she was, she was leaving the country. And before she left the country, she told Annabelle to give those tapes to Dan. So she give Dan the tapes, and they go back to watch the tapes. And basically the tapes is like of, Jess did some little recording of Melanie herself. So the tapes is of some recordings of Melanie. And also, it's switched to Melanie, and she was basically saying, look, Jess has been taken. I'm going to find Jess. But this is like proof. If anything happens to me while I'm trying to go to find Jess, Samuel is responsible.
So then, where Melody go? To the 6th floor. She didn't get the memo. She should have got the memo.
Right.
So she on the 6th floor. She going through all the junkie rooms. She going through all of the rooms. And what she do? of course, she hollering, Jess, where you at? Jess, where you at? Jess answer. That's exactly where Jess at. So she finds her locked in this one room in an apartment.
Mhm.
So she basically, she loved getting them out of the windows.
Yeah.
She go through the window to get to Jess.
Mhm.
Pretty smart. So when she get there with Jess, Jess is like, "What are you on? What you doing?" And she's like, "You got to get out of here. You got to get out of here." So Jess is like, "Samuel told me you would say something like that.
Yep.
He told me you would try to stop me."
Mhm.
So Melody like, "Okay, I know he's trying to tell you all of this and trying to get you ready and telling you like this is your destiny and everything like that. But girl, you gonna die."
Yeah, like he lied to you, and Jess is like taken aback, like what?
Yeah, so at first she's really trying to go against the grain and be like
Yeah.
remembering what Samuel told her and be like, nah, he would never. But then I guess she started putting things together and was like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, this do sound right. So she basically tells Melody like, we can use the fire escape.
Mhm.
So Melody like, yeah, good idea. You know, I love jumping in and out of windows. That ain't no problem. Right up my alley.
Right.
So at this point, I'm like, okay, they're getting out. They're
Yeah,
getting out
like
on the fire escape. It's
they
no
good.
problem. And then the craziest shit happened. She jumped back in the room
Mhm.
and let Jess keep going.
But why though? She heard a knock on the door.
I don't care if she heard
Yeah,
Jesus calling.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you hear a knock on the door. I'm out. So, but I don't know. She just told Jess to go.
So who's at the door? Janitor, landlord, and
Maintenance guy, weirdo.
yes, all of that. And he's coming in on 10. Where's Jess? Where's Jess? So
Mhm.
he see the window open.
Yeah, he
He
put
like,
two and
what
two
have you
together.
done? So he like, what have you done? He go over to Melody. Melody standing up. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know
Yeah.
how this is gonna go. I guess he gonna just drag her out and get her off the sixth
Yeah,
floor.
that's what I was
No,
thinking.
he smacked the shit out of her. That's what he did.
Like you cut, G. Larry, like you cut, G. Like you cut, G. Like you cut.
Yo, that was. Y'all should have heard Yak when we was watching it. He like, the way he did it, like he was pissed. Like this janitor maintenance whatever was like, you messing stuff up. Like
I'm
I'm about to
talking
had it up to
Ike
here
Tina.
with you.
He slapped fire to her.
So when Melanie wakes up, she's in the basement.
Not
That's
just in the
that
basement.
same room. And everybody is like dressed up, like they ready, like they going to a ball or something. And so Samuel's like, you know what, I'm happy to see you. And then Melanie like, well, just gone. You ain't got your human little sacrifice no more. And Samuel's like, yeah, but you more
I got
important.
you.
I got you. I'm good. You way more important. And so, she's sitting there. Tamara's in there, and Samuel actually is giving a necklace to Tamara, the current night necklace. And she was like, I thought it was for Jess because I believe she knows what's gonna happen. And so he was like, but now it's for you. And Melanie like, God, don't put that on. No, don't trust him. He a liar and all that. And then
Now she got that look in her face like she about to run out.
yeah,
But
Tamara, she look at her, get her little neck ready for that little necklace. Like, I'm like, well, damn, she about it. So put the necklace on, and basically the ceremony begins.
they
And
put all them little
yeah,
masks
they put on their
on.
little mask, and Samuel starts speaking in this little ancient language or whatever, basically showing his little devotion to the little Kaleko thing. And they slash Melanie's hand because they really needed her blood, and they put her hand over the Kaleko, and her blood starts dripping, into the Kaleko or whatever.
Yeah, the
That's
janitor just holding her there.
yeah, the janitor just holding her there, and so after that, Samuel says some stuff, turns to Tamara, says some stuff to her, and slit her throat. And he did it like so nonchalant. That's his ex girl. He ain't shed a tear. He was just like slit back to the
Life goes
back to it.
on.
And so after that happened, I'm thinking in my head because Melanie's watching all this, and mind y'all, after that happened, after they took Melanie's blood, they let her hand go. I would have jetted out that room. Melanie is just there, like she's like, I don't know if she was like stunned like by everything that was going on. Like, this is really going on in front of me. So after that, Samuel says, look, tell the Kalego they got his little sacrifice, blah blah blah. And so the big bright light comes down. And when the big bright light comes down, someone is in the light. And it's Iris, y'all. In that same outfit she had on at the ball. She in the light just looking. And Samuel just looking like, girl, what you doing here, basically?
So now they show on the side, there's Jess on the stairs sneaking and recording.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she recording this whole thing. She gonna have good footage.
Right.
What she do? She alert everybody that she's sneaking around recording.
Yeah, Jess, and she looks like, wow. Like, Melanie was like, right. Because she just looking like, oh my gosh, like Melanie.
Yeah, so while she calling for Melody, Melody's like, save yourself.
Yeah, go run.
So Samuel, he gonna grab Melody's hand and take her into the blue light. Just took her into the blue light.
With Iris.
Then Iris, Melody, and Samuel, they all gone. Every last one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the building catches fire.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar.
So Dan, he's thinking Melody's trapped. She needs to get out. So what Mark do? I mean, it's one of your crazy missions. I might as well join you on it.
Yeah.
So Dan go back to the compound to meet up with Virgil, and Virgil basically like, I don't know you. You don't have nothing for me. Mm-hmm. And Dan's like, oh yeah, I got something for you. There's another tape.
Yep.
So when he say there's another tape, and now Virgil's like,
yeah, because he was like, this tape is the end of the story. Like, this the finale.
Yeah, he don't believe him at first, but he like, yes, I have the other tape. So then he lets him in. So when he lets him in, Dan's like, okay, let's watch the tape. So they both watching the tape. Virgil tells Dan, you don't even know what you got yourself into. It's like your little family line, y'all just historically like to do stuff like this. So Dan like, what you mean? He was like, don't you understand? This is why everything happened. You're not even supposed to be here. So Dan like, okay, tell me what you talking about. So he's like, your dad stole these tapes. And they got a lot of people in the world that don't want any of this information getting out. And that's why your house burned down. And you were supposed to be in that house too. You just luckily got away because you was out walking the dog.
And he start wrestling with Virgil. Virgil would get the upper hand, pull out his blicky. He like, you know what? I hate I have to do this because, I kind of like you. And who come in? Mark to the rescue. Knock Virgil on top of his dome. Virgil out. So Mark like, what's up, Dan? So him and Dan, they go running. They go down to the basement. Y'all already know what's in the basement. That little room. They go down there and Dan is like, we have to open this ourselves. We have to open this, open the veil to the other side. Like, we have to do this ourselves because we have to get Melanie out. And Mark is a little reluctant because, he just like, are you sure you want to do this? All the other times that this happened, people died. Like, it was bad. But Dan's like, either I'm going to do it with you or I'm going to do it without you. But I'm doing this. And Mark is like, you know what? I'm going to do it with I'm going to do it with you. So they go in there, open a little book, get ready to go. Next thing you know, Mark at gunpoint, lady in a red jacket.
Once you could do so, you.
Lady in a red jacket basically like, what y'all doing? Whatever y'all doing, it won't work. Y'all don't even know the half of it. So she goes to say that that book should have been destroyed a long time ago, and that the people that done the ritual in the past was missing a very key item. Oh, a very key item. They was actually missing a key.
Right.
When she says this, Mark realizes that the lady in the red coat is actually Baldong.
She a whole witch, y'all.
Yeah, so she Baldong, and she's basically like, you need a key to open the door, to get into this other side. And she's like getting on Dan, because she's like, why do you want to say this girl? Like, you don't even know her like that, and this and that. And basically how she was talking in her energy, Dan was like,
She's not just bow down. She's Melody's mother.
Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So now the lady, she done softened up. She basically like, I made the biggest mistake. I didn't think I was ready. I thought she would be safe. Because she knew she bald dung. So she was like, they're going to come after my spring. So you know how that go.
yeah, I don't want her to have to live this life.
Right.
I don't want her to be in these streets, basically.
So she's basically like, I don't have any magic anymore. But I do know something. What keeps this veil thin is this playing of the footage. Mm-hmm. Now it all makes sense why they keep playing footage over and over and over.
It also makes sense as to why people want to get their hands on this footage.
Exactly. So she basically is like, we can do this, but we have to do this the right way. I can only have this veil open for 5 minutes. You have to go in there. You have to go in there and you have to do what you come to do. And it's going to be disorienting. It's going to be different. The Kalego might appear as other things that you're not used to.
Basically, don't
He's
waste
gonna
time.
try to keep you in there.
Yeah, don't waste time, because time is non-existent in that realm, basically. So don't be lollygagging, because before you know it, 5 minutes gonna be up.
Does Dan ever listen?
No.
So they opened up the thing and Dan walked through. So we like, okay, find out what you gotta do and go. The first thing Dan does is he sees his parents, he sees his sister, he sees everything they talking. It's just a good old day. He says he's gonna cop a seat.
Yeah, I felt bad because he did lose his family in a fire. So just him seeing his family, I know he was just like, wow, like this is my family.
But I'm sitting there like minute by. Yeah, I'm getting worried by him because I'm talking about he's sitting down there. He wasted a good, I don't know how much time it was in there.
But it felt so long.
So he finally snapped out of it and just shed his little tear. I gotta go. And when he goes, he basically finds Melody. And she's so happy to see him. He then tells her, like, we gotta go. We gotta go. I wasted half the time at the kitchen table. So we gotta go.
So now Melanie and Dan, they rushing, they on their way out. It's like, let's go. On their way out, they seeing glimpses of the Kalego, like they say they're gonna try to keep them there. They trying to keep going, and they're trying to, when Melanie's mom sent them in, she said, listen to the sound of this tuning fork, because this will guide you on your way out. So they heard the tuning fork, and they go through the door to try to get out. As soon as they go through the door, Samuel grabs Melanie.
Samuel.
Dan tries to hold on to Melanie. He couldn't hold on, and she appears into the basement room. So she appears on the floor in the room. Her mom just looks happy. She's looking at her mom kind of like, do I know you? They kind of have a little moment. And Margot's over here like, okay, you here, girl, but where is Dan? Like, what happened to Dan?
Yeah, he's hysterical. So he just keeps screaming Dan. Then all of a sudden it switches over. And now you see Dan. He in a hospital bed. So the lady come in, the little nurse come in talking to him, and she basically like, the doctor's gonna see you. But the way she's talking, it ain't making no sense.
Yeah.
So Dan's like, have I had any visitors? She's like, no, you haven't had no visitors.
And for right there, BS. How much Mark ride for Dan? I knew he would have visited him. So soon as she said that, I'm like, this is off.
So Dan's like, this don't make no sense. So basically, he's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "You was involved in a fire
Where was this fire?
in the Visser."
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He finds out that the year is 1994.
Y'all, Dan is screwed.
Oh yeah, he's in trouble. And right when that happens, tune in next season because we don't know.
We have no idea, but I do like to say that I feel like this was a good finale. It left the
Oh
door
yeah,
open for many things, and it's a lot of, not a lot, but maybe a couple, things that we want to expound on. So we're thinking about, uploading another video, just kind of going over just a couple things that we saw, that didn't make sense. A couple things that maybe they should have done,
right.
that maybe none of this would have happened. So yeah, we enjoyed the series. Did y'all leave in the comments below if y'all enjoyed the series? Maybe give us some ideas of what y'all want us to watch and review next. I think we got some things in mind. So y'all stay tuned, like and subscribe, and come get this fire content.